everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Editor's Vlog. Hello.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hey.
We always do this, so it's our stake.
So, we went to Banzaicon again, and as you can see, we're recording using our stuff. So this is gonna go bye-bye, so you don't see it anymore, because it's kind of weird that I'm holding this up anyway. Anyway, so we went to Banzaicon 2015, and we had a good time.
We did. It was a lot of new stuff. We got had an awesome game room, which was provided by friends and that we know. Actually, one of Lindsay's friends that actually had an awesome setup. So it was pretty awesome.
Yes, it was. It's a duo that we know, Justin and Meredith. They run Arcade Impact. What they do is they rent out machines to, like events, that arcade machines that they can use during events such as Banzaicon, NashiCon, that sort of thing. And also, Justin runs an arcade, pretty much using his machines out of his house. So it's like in another location, somewhere near the house, I suppose. But yeah, he runs an arcade. So I'm pretty sure, though, you can't just show up at his house and be like, hey, I want to play video games. I'm pretty sure you can't. So, but look them up. They're on Facebook. Their page name is Arcade Impact. And it's really cool. Like, I'm super supportive of them because they're really good people. Yes, they're very, very, very good people. I've known Justin for a long time. I've known Meredith for a little bit of time, but she's really cool. Like,
Yep.
She's really, really, really cool. So, yeah, I highly support them and suggest that you go to their page on Facebook and like them and follow them and find out what, their prices are and what they provide. Because he's got some good stuff, such as he had DDR Extreme. There's video up, or we're going to put it up after we make this video, of me playing DDR Extreme for the first time in a couple of months, on a pad, on an actual real, like, dance pad, metal pad.
And she was awesome at it.
No.
Well, okay, maybe the final part is she was a little tired, but other than that, she was awesome. Not a beat was missed.
I couldn't pass the last song that I did. I did Let's Groove. Okay, the short version is I did Let's Groove on heavy as my first song, and for some reason, I don't know why I decided to do that. So, like, it felt like my chest was going to fall out. So, I played a couple more rounds, did a couple more songs. I tried to do some cool down songs so that I wouldn't feel like I was going to die. And then I decided, as we were filming, I was going to do Let's Groove on heavy as my last song. And I failed about halfway through because I was too tired by that point. My legs felt like dead weight. I felt tired.
But she did it like a champ. She did it like a champ boss.
I tried. I really did try.
She did.
I enjoy playing DDR, and so that was really nice that I got to play. Also, Justin had he had the ROM where for the machine, because you have to have a ROM for that machine. It's like any other arcade machine. ROMs are what make them work, and so he had a ROM for it that has the unlocked speed mods, and I'm trying to think what else is on there. Oh, there's like mods that affect how the arrows look, that are on certain courses in DDR Extreme, like wave and break. So like wave makes the arrows go like this, and they like wave up and down like this. And then, like, the speed mod break means they, like, come up and then they stop. And so, like, it's weird. It's really weird. It's designed to screw you up, really. So I have a version of DDR Extreme that's taken from the same one with marvelous timing also added. You have to have you get marvelous timing when you do Oni mode on Extreme. Um, I have marvelous timing enabled on mine, as well as the wave and break mods, and the point 0.5 and 0.25 speed mods. So, yeah, it was really cool. I didn't use any of those mods, just so you know. Um, I've used them before, but I didn't use them when I was playing. But, yeah, I had a good time playing it.
Awesome.
My only thing was that this chick was talking to him while we were recording. Like, he was recording me playing DDR, and this chick decides she wants to come over and talk to him as he's recording. I'm like, don't you see him recording? Because he's recording. Why are you talking
Yeah,
in the background of my video? Like,
it wasn't. It
oh.
was not as so bad. It wasn't. I would say she was annoying, but at the same time, when you're recording and you want to make sure you get accurate video, you want to make sure the background noise, is kept to an absolute minimum.
Which it was hard to do anyway because we were in a game room where there's lots of other games in the background, and so you could barely hear what song I was even playing to start with. And that's why I have the video labeled as to what song I was playing. I remember what song I did. But it was like, really? Come on, lady. You see him recording. Why are you talking in my video in the background? Like, and she talked all the way through my video. And I'm just like, get away. Go away. I didn't want him to be rude and tell her to go away. But
at the same time, when you're doing video, you want to make sure you're doing it right. And it can't be such as talking background while you're filming, because it was basically more of being just too loud. There's more like
she was
wasn't
like,
right.
She was really loud, and she wasn't really talking about anything on top of it. Like, she was talking about, oh, my sister and I played DDR. Like, that's how loud she was talking. I could figure out what she was talking about just by listening to the background of the video. And I'm like, I don't care about you and your sister. Get off my video. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, that's rude. Net, please, if you're doing video at cons or any event, please people, if someone's videotaping another person, please show some courtesy. Please.
Be mindful of the fact that somebody's recording. Clearly, if they're holding the camera like this, they're recording. Like, obviously, so don't talk to them while they're trying to record. Like, they're not trying to be rude to you. They're recording for a reason.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was kind of odd, but yeah, the video will be up along with this one in a little bit.
But we do want to show some. We also had a chance to get some great stuff from the dealers' rooms. Matter of fact, Lindsay got this. Ta-da!
They can't really see it. Pull it up a little bit.
Okay, sorry about that. Don't want to be too close. Sorry about it, folks.
Yeah, right there is good.
It's like actually a kill with.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
It's a messenger bag.
Messenger bag. It's pretty cool.
Yes, move your hand.
Oh.
Yes. It's a kill messenger bag. And it was like $35.
Yeah.
I need a new bag to replace my Marvel bag because I have a Marvel messenger bag that I bought 6 years ago.
Yeah, around
6 years ago. Yeah, I bought it
at least around 2009.
Yeah, I bought it in 2009.
Yeah, and it's still a good bag, but it looks like it's kind of showing its age.
Yeah.
Lindsay also got this. It is. Don't worry, it's not a real samurai sword.
No, this is actually foam.
Foam.
It's a prop sword, but it's foam, which is perfect because when you go into a con, they like to do a weapons check, and so they also don't want you to have like super realistic sharp objects. So having a prop sword comes in handy, especially when I'm going to do Afro Samurai again in a little bit. I'm kind of waiting. I had to put it off. We were going to do it for Banzaicon. But I am putting it off because one, the person who was supposed to be Ninja kind of flaked out on us, so at the last minute and was like, erp derp, we're supposed to do, we're gonna dress up, and then like out of nowhere doesn't have a costume ready, nothing, and then doesn't say anything about it for weeks. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, so I guess we're not dressing up this year
Major downer.
at the last second. So yeah, we just, and then on top of that, I had to cut my afro because I actually, you guys have seen it, or at least have seen pictures. Like, I'm actually growing my hair out in an afro. I usually have it like under stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I had to cut my hair recently, and I had to cut my afro off. Like, I had to chop it off and start over. So, yeah. I kind of don't have the afro necessary to do Afro Samurai, and I don't want to buy a wig because wigs are hot, and I could just see my wig coming off, and so I don't want to do that. I'd rather use my real hair and make the number one headband, and like I did before, and wear it like that. So, yeah, I'm planning hopefully that by Nashicon my hair will have grown back to where it was at the previous Nashicon. So it was in a very large afro at
Yeah.
Nashicon.
It was awesome.
I just didn't wear it out at Nashicon because I was cosplaying someone else. So I just decided not to like have it out. But yeah, my afro was pretty large at one point. So yeah, I'm gonna have to let it grow for a couple more months and kind of keep it under wraps and let it like stay under protective style so that I don't have to cut it again, because that's really not what I want to do. I don't really want to cut my hair again. So
And she also, by the way, she did an awesome Akuma in it for a previous Nashicon as well. It floored me. Basically floored me. I was like, I felt the power level. So that kind of made my voice kind of dry and raspy a little bit, but it just took the breath out of me, and I was like, oh. Man.
But I didn't have an afro when I did.
You didn't have the
Akuma.
afro. Yo, you didn't. She didn't have the afro.
I had my actual hair.
Her actual hair was like
I spiked my hair up, which was weird, kind of. There's pictures of me floating around. I think I've put it in. I think I put it in an album on our Facebook page. I think. Don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. I know I have it in like my personal Facebook album for like cosplay and for each Nashicon where I actually cosplay, but don't quote me on it being on our regular page because I didn't particularly want to put up like my personal cosplay on Gaming Insurrections page. Like, I don't know. I did use some of the pictures for when we went to Nashicon and like I covered it that year. I did use the pictures from that, but maybe I might add it on there and just do a cosplay album and let that be that so you guys can see it.
Okay, and but it's still awesome. You gotta check it out whenever you get it. Now,
also,
okay.
You're kind of rushing through this here.
Oh, sorry.
The sword the prop sword that I got, is this one. It was 15. The guy actually cut me a deal because this says 17 on it. But, yeah, it was 15, which is pretty good considering, that it's a foam sword, and it looks pretty realistic.
Oh, yeah. But it still doesn't, it's realistic, but yet no problems when you got to go through a checkpoint at a con. Because they'll allow you to have plastic stuff and as well as wooden stuff, but it can't be sharp. No sharp things. But it did have swords, actual sharp swords, but which if you did buy them, it was like the swords, real swords, like about $30. But everybody knows once you buy real swords, you of course gotta take them to your car, make sure they're secured because for safety reasons and city and laws and etc. etc. But I definitely want to give a shout out to the folks who set it up. It was Annie Max out of Memphis, Tennessee. I do have the cards, and hopefully we'll get a chance to put them online. And as for the bag, the Killer Kill bag, we got that from a company called An Amazing Escapes. It's in Georgia, so we did get a card and address. So hopefully,
I didn't buy it from them.
it was
No, I bought it from them on the other side of
Yeah,
the. That's not them
that's
though.
not them.
No.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a different. They had the Kill la Kill bag. I
Yeah,
mean,
sorry about that.
they actually. I'm trying to take the price tag off of this. That's what I'm doing actually. But yes, they did have the Kill la Kill bag. Because I asked the lady who was standing at the she was standing at her booth if she had any more. She had like one bag up there, and she said, "Oh, I have one more, and that's it." And then some guy had already come and bought it when I came back. So, but there was another booth that was selling nothing but like messenger bags and T-shirts and that sort of thing, and that's where we got it from.
Okay, sorry about that.
It was next door. It was the booth that was next door to the guy who was selling the little trinkets
Yeah,
and the cell phone charms. Who was wearing a Borderlands hat.
awesome.
That dude was awesome. He was talking Borderlands with me, which we all know how much I love
Yeah.
Borderlands.
And I also had some like $5 grab bags, and along with like he had some grab bags from like from $5 to $30, and that was pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It dented it a little bit. But I mean, it's fine. This is cool.
Oh yeah.
So let's show them the swords that you got.
Oh yeah. The swords that I got was from Animax, and yeah, and this is a believe it or not wooden sword, and I got two of them. Both of these were $10 each. Yeah, and that's a pretty awesome deal. If you want to find a good sword like this, if you because normally charge like places like 50 or $20 or $25. Okay, so
Yes, I'm just trying to show
good.
them the whole
Sure.
thing. We
Sorry.
still kind of have the wrapping on the hilt right
Yeah.
now.
But if you take a look at the dragon design
On the
the blade
blade itself, yeah. The dragon design, that's what I was also
on
trying to
both
show off.
sides,
See, it's
pretty awesome.
my fingers are kind of in the way here, but it's really hard to show. But yes,
Okay. And also got another one, a regular Bokuden. And since I've been wanted to buy these, I've been interested in buying these for a while, and because I wanted to take up Kendo, so whenever I get a chance. But obviously, these swords are awesome, and you can take these to cons with you, as
yes,
long as you practice safety and common sense. So, folks, get one. Please use it carefully. We want people to have a safe and awesome time at cons without being sent to the hospital. But these swords, well, believe it or not, were $10 each, and got them for 20 from Animax, and the guy was pretty awesome. So I got to give him shouts out for that, and that was awesome. I'm sorry for name dropping. Yeah, so I got them for like $10 each, and there was actually a pretty good deal. Two for 10, two for 20, two swords for $20. Can't beat that.
yeah,
But and also saw some pretty good metal swords too. But yeah, but these were pretty awesome as well. But other than that, other than the dealer's room, we had some major names were in one town. Eric Stewart, Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh. You had Richard Epcar, known as Bato from Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, Standalone Second Gig, and also Bobo. And it was also, even though I didn't get a chance, my only regret is I haven't had a chance to sit in on the panels they were having. But it was still cool that they showed up because Banzaicon is coming to Columbia. It's getting more popular. And like last year, with Banzaicon had Johnny on Bosch, and before that, the year before they had Vic Miona. And basically, more your favorite anime actors, English actors, are coming to these cons in Columbia, and which is pretty awesome. We also had now. Oh, I think we had the creator of the manga Wedding Peach, and she was in here as well at Banzaicon as well, and it was pretty awesome. Also had a chance to play some pachinko machine, which I hate to say that I sucked badly at that. I had it was on the last day of the con, and we also what else we did?
we didn't do too much else because we didn't go to too much else.
Really didn't.
I got sick, so
Yeah.
I wound up not as much as I did last year. I got sick and couldn't go to like half the panels because my stomach got upset. So I was just like, well, there went that idea. I mean, I really wanted to go to like the panels. I had marked off things on the schedule and had like
Unfortunately,
decided what I
stomach,
wanted to do, and then
and
you know,
yeah, and sometimes, unfortunately, when stomach sickness happens, they say, "Hey, which is more important? The people that you care about, my editor in chief being sick, and you
you,
take and making her go, or you ride out with her, make sure she's okay."
you,
So we missed out on that, but
you
it's
can
all right.
you can go ahead and say your girlfriend.
My girlfriend, or basically my girlfriend,
You can
be
go ahead and
and
say that on camera now.
exactly
At this point, you
okay.
can.
Okay, but basically, it was more important. My girlfriend, either being my girlfriend, being standing by her, make sure she's okay, or be a jerk and just go to the con. And I just basically end up choosing, of course, being with my girlfriend because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
Yes. Also, so now would be the time to also point out to the readers and watchers of our
Mm-hmm.
esteemed videos that we are
Mm-hmm.
possibly
Okay. Possibly in an engagement. Yes, I
yes,
said an engagement.
yes, we hinted at it last year. Okay, if you watched our video for the Banzaicon wrap up last year, um we announced in that one that we were
Yeah, we
engaged.
did.
We did.
We
We
did.
announced in that one, and I
We
was
did.
all
We did.
like, "Look at my ring!" And yeah, so yeah, we didn't get engaged again at this Banzaicon. That kind of happened a couple weeks ago, but um, it's kind of there's more to it coming. So, but I figured it would be okay now to kind of mention it on camera, since as though it's pretty obvious that
Yeah.
we're, you know, in a relationship.
It is. It
We've
is.
we've made it pretty obvious in the past year that we're in a relationship. Now we were not when Brandon started at GI. So
Yeah, in a way, it kind of keeping everything from being a conflict of interest. Because
well, I was kind of also married to the associate editor at the time. So
exactly, we didn't want to be kind of.
the soap opera that is GI. Oh, also, let's give a shout out to the our one of our former writers, Danny Gibbs, got
Oh
married
yeah,
this weekend.
Danny, congratulations, my friend.
Yay! I'm so excited about that. Actually, it was either go to Banzaicon or go to his wedding, and so we kind of went to Banzaicon, and I really wanted to go to his wedding,
Yeah.
but we kind of already planned to go to Banzaicon before I found out the date, the actual final date of the wedding. So, yeah, I felt really terrible about that actually.
Ditto.
But we were super excited for them, and we're super happy. Congratulations.
And the
That's awesome.
best in the future, Danny. We love you, man.
Yes, we very much do. And I also sent him my congratulations and stuff and let him know. But, you know, we try to keep up with our former GI crew around here. And we're happy when good things happen to them.
Exactly.
So, yes, eventually we'll probably have a GI wedding. Uh, Which I don't know if we're going to mention anything about that. I mean, probably the only thing you'll notice is that my name will have changed again. Um, my name has changed 3 times at this point. My name has changed 3 times at GI, and it's terrible. Like, I know people are just like, seriously? Could you pick a name and stick with it? But hopefully this will be the last time it changes.
Yeah.
That'd be good. So, pretty much that's all we've done with Banzaicon. I'm trying to think, have we been watching anything anime related?
We've been watching Shimonetta.
Oh yes, Shimonetta. How did I forget about Shimonetta?
Oh yeah, Shimonetta is basically. Well, basically staying in a world where dirty jokes don't exist. And of course, as most people know, if you heard about it, Funimation did pick up the rights for the sub and dub. It's still being broadcast via their website. You can also get through other outlets as well. It's funny as all get out.
It's extremely perverted too.
Perverted and funny.
Let me go ahead and say this, okay, because I can say this because it's my own video series for myself.
Yep.
But in the intro, the chick screams, and I quote, "Big dick!" And I'm like, oh my god,
yes,
what?
That's basically Tokyo has been turned into
Yes.
basically sanitized of dirty jokes,
Like,
hentai, fan
like
service.
if you're caught with it, you go to like jail, and
Yeah,
you have to wear like collars and stuff.
a la battle royale,
Yes, like
but without the
battle royale.
explosions
Yes,
and
minus the
killing.
explosions, but it gives away like your location and stuff, and they come and get you, and you go to jail. So the thing is, we saw at Banzaicon two characters. Um, there was a dude running around with panties on his head. I was
Yeah,
like, did anybody just see? He from Shimonetta.
yeah. I was like, yo, dude.
I was like, he from Shimonetta. He got panties on his
Yeah.
head. What in the
Hey,
world?
but hey, he was able to pull it off without
And,
being censored.
and I said there was going to be somebody there
Yes,
who was
she was right
going to
on that one.
do
She was right on that one.
the what's the character's name? Like Blue something. Blue Ghost, I think it is. She has on, okay, if I tell you who it is, it'll give it away.
Yeah.
But suffice to say, there's a character in the show who has on like a white sheet, no clothes underneath, a pair of white panties on her face, covering up her face, like, except for, like where you can see her eyes, it's kind of like this. If you can see.
Almost
Yeah,
like a ski mask.
yeah, it's like a ski mask, except it's underwear on her face. And she's like running around trying to like change things. She's basically a Guy Fawkes in underwear.
Yes.
Somebody dresses her. And I'm like, okay, if you don't know who Guy Fawkes is, also, remember the 11th of November? It's in V for
Vendetta.
yeah, V for Vendetta. I couldn't think of the title right there. Yeah, it's the character in V for Vendetta that the guy's wearing the mask of. Yeah, because he's an actual person, like a real person who died in like the 1600s, 1700s, something like that. So, yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
awesome.
because he was going to blow up Parliament. That was the thing. He was going to blow up Parliament.
Yeah, British Parliament.
Yeah. So, yeah, somebody dressed as her at Banzaicon. Like, we saw her, and I meant to get a good picture of her, and I was like, holy crap, I knew somebody was going to do it. I knew somebody was going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I was going to do it, actually. I was really thinking hard about doing it, because that would have been awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been awesome. There's
Matter of
nothing
fact,
like...
who else did we see? Oh, yeah, the fighting games panel. History of fighting games done by a good friend, Lee
Street.
Lee Street.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He did an awesome
He did a very awesome panel. I was very
awesome
impressed.
Guy.
I knew most of the stuff in the panel except for like the stuff in the 70s.
In 80s.
I knew most of the 80s stuff, and of course I know everything starting with Mortal Kombat and like Street Fighter. I knew everything starting with Street Fighter in 87. I knew all of that stuff. Anything after that, I know about it. Because I'm old enough to have lived through the 90s and fighting games in the 90s in general. But, yeah, I knew most of that except for the stuff in the 70s. But, he had a very good panel. I thought he did an excellent job. And we had some things in common. He went to EVO in 2002. I remember when EVO started up in 2002. When they were like, you're going to have regionals, and then you're going to have, like nationals, and then that determines who goes to EVO for free. And that was right after Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out. So, yeah, because it came out in February of 2001. So, like, by that point, everybody knew who was pretty much tops in the country. They wanted to give it some time before they started up the new tournament series. And so everybody could then afford to go to, like, EVO and go out there, because it's in California. The Cannons, Tom and, gosh, I can't think of the other guy. Tom and Graham, I think it's Tom and Graham. I know Tom Cannon. They run SRK, Shoryuken.com. They started up EVO, the Evolution series. So, I used to play professionally, slightly. Kind of, sort of. I retired years ago because it just got to the point where I just didn't want to do it anymore and it wasn't fun anymore. Now I play casually. Sometimes I might boot it up on my 360 or my PS3 and play certain things, but sometimes on my PS1 and PS2, but most of the time I'm just like, I don't really feel like playing fighting games, but I enjoyed the panel. I thought it was really good. There was this kid in there that was like being a know-it-all the entire time, and he really wanted to talk about. You could tell he really wanted to talk about Street Fighter the whole time, and I'm like, sweetie, the history of fighting games did not begin with Street Fighter, okay?
Exactly.
Like, but you could tell he really wanted to talk about Street Fighter the whole time.
Hey, he was passionate about the game.
He was very passionate about Street Fighter in general.
Yeah, he was.
And I'm just like, bruh, there are more fighting games other than Street Fighter 4, okay? There are more things besides Street Fighter 4 and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Alright? There were things well before that, and also before Tekken.
Exactly.
But, like, he really wanted to talk about Street Fighter 4. I noticed, like, every time Lee would mention Street Fighter 4, he'd be like, yeah, so there's, like, this combo chain that you can do, and I'm like,
dude, really, calm down. Calm down.
Like, stop.
Calm down. Wait, wasn't he the same guy that he and Meredith was going to set up a match?
No. It was another guy who was sitting in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
Because this guy was all like, yeah, I play Tekken and da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, boy, I'm on a first-name basis with Kinuichi Harada, who's, like, the executive producer of the Tekken series.
Oh.
Like, she's just sitting there looking at him like, boy, if you don't calm down. And he's like, and when she said that, he was like, oh. Yeah. And then he realized she owned all the machines that were in the game room because he had been in the game room playing. And he was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You play Tekken? Wait a minute. What you mean you play Tekken? And what you mean you own that machine? Like, it was a foreign concept to him. But they were little babies.
Yeah.
His little friend that was sitting in there said he just started playing in 2015. Like, he really just started playing fighting games. And I'm like, he's a baby. He a little baby.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
Adorable.
We try not to do that, but
he's a little baby. He's adorable. And he took it in good stride. I told him, I said, son, you got to understand.
Yeah.
I've been playing since Mortal Kombat 2 in 1993. You were probably not alive in 1993.
Along the veterans. Matter of fact, I think one of those guys tried to challenge Meredith, and I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, the guy
blood in the water.
His little friend tried to challenge her.
I smelled blood in the water in that panel, and I was like, that's not gonna be good.
Well, he went back and talked to her.
Yeah.
And I think they set up a match or something, but
help him.
It was hilarious. He was a little baby. I was like, boy, you probably wasn't alive in 1993. I was in the 7th grade. Was in the 7th and 8th grade in 6th and 7th grade in 1993. But yeah, like, no, boy. You don't know the history. You need to be paying attention in here.
Because this is basically the stuff that Super Street Fighter 4 and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came from. If you don't know the basics, don't play the games.
Well, no, you can't say that because
you're right.
Because he may not know the basics, but he got to learn somewhere.
You're right.
Somebody got to take him aside and teach him how to play.
Exactly.
And he got to learn somewhere, so you can start. Let me put it this way. All right, yeah, I may have started Mortal Kombat 2 in 93. But I didn't really get into Street Fighter until Alpha 3. There was like 6 or 7 versions of Street Fighter before that.
Yeah, that was
before I got into it. So I had to learn the basics. I didn't know the basics of Street Fighter. Like, I didn't understand chains and alpha countering and air blocking and all of that. Because Mortal Kombat doesn't have that. It doesn't have that sort of thing. The closest thing that it comes to chains is in MK3 and Ultimate MK3, where you have the button combinations that you have to put in for doing like combos. And it's going to give you the same amount of hits every single time unless you add on more hits yourself.
Right.
Like, I didn't understand that concept until I played Alpha 3. So you can't really fault the boy for not knowing the basics of the history. He's got to learn somewhere.
That's
And
true.
that was a good place. I'm glad that he had enough sense to come in the panel to learn the history behind
Gotcha.
what it is he's playing.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise he might not learn that. He could learn it if he watched the 25th anniversary I Am Street Fighter documentary. He could learn it that way.
Not true, but
But
basically,
but they don't really talk about the basics of how to do like fireballs and stuff. Like
right.
they don't give you the basics on that. They talk about the history behind the series and what it means to play Street Fighter and compete professionally in Street Fighter. So yeah, I was surprised he didn't mention anything about the I Am Street Fighter documentary. I mentioned it a little bit. I tried to bring it up a little bit because that's an important thing. The fact that Street Fighter's been around for 25 years is ridiculous. Okay?
Yeah, it blows the mind.
Mortal Kombat's been around for 20. Because the first Mortal Kombat came out 20 years ago. It celebrated its 20th anniversary this year. Or last year. Let me think. Wait. Nope. Mortal Kombat celebrated 20 years. The movie celebrated 20 years this year. But Mortal Kombat itself came out in 1991. So that would have been 91, 92. So 92-ish. So that would have been 20 years in 2012. So, yeah. It should be coming up on its 25th anniversary, in 2017. I think we might do something for that. I don't know. I have to see. Because that's important. Because the first Mortal Kombat, as Lee pointed out in the panel, and I knew that, there was no such thing as the ratings, the ESRB. There was no such thing as that until Mortal Kombat came out.
Exactly.
And, people saw people getting their hearts ripped out of their chests and spines swinging in the wind. I mean,
decapitated.
Yeah, like that sort of thing. That was what prompted the ESRB, because people was like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me my 7-year-old son can go in an arcade and play Mortal Kombat and kill somebody digitally? Like, what? That was unheard of at that
before
point.
The ESRB, you had the VRC, that was Video Game Rating Council. Sega started that up because basically the police, because they originally brought out the Mortal Kombat series for the Genesis, Game Gear, Genesis as a 32X, and also the Sega CD, in which those three were rated up from MA13 to MA17. That was now teen to M, as everybody knows it now. But Sega basically kept everything intact, but of course the ratings. Nintendo, everybody knows, if you had it for the Super NES, they said it with the sweat thing, with the sweat, well, basically not no blood, just actual sweat being knocked off the characters.
Well, Nintendo was doing its own censoring anyway.
Exactly.
Like, they changed Johnny Cage's finishing move. Instead of him uppercutting the head off, I think they changed it in that one to he just does a shadow kick through your chest, which is infinitely worse.
Ooh.
Okay? He's literally putting his foot through your chest through supernatural means.
And that's how you going to censor that? Really? How are you going to
But
censor that?
I have it somewhere. I have it on cartridge somewhere.
But it was awesome to learn about the history of fighting games, and it was basically learn something new every day at GI.
Yes. So, to wrap things up, we had an awesome time, and we've been doing anime type things a little bit. Our next con may or may not be Ichiban Con. Only I say that because, one, I don't know if I'm going to feel like driving to Charlotte at the beginning of the year, because that's when it is. It's always like New Year's weekend. Although this year would be the year to go, because I have like that entire weekend off.
Yeah.
I have the entire weekend off, for once. And I don't know if we're gonna be doing anything. I don't know. Also, they're not having I'm pretty sure they're not having a fall Matsuri for Nashicon.
They can't. I think they said they were not having it due to the flood. Recent first with negotiations with USC, and also due to the recent flooding here in South Carolina, because we're still doing some recovery from that. So basically, I think they said they were just going to wait till at least next year because of because those two things. Negotiations were slow, plus with the flooding.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see anything about that, but I assume that since we haven't had it by now, that means we ain't gonna have it.
Yeah,
So, and it's the beginning of November, so yeah. Last year it was in like October
yeah, it was like right
or
after
September. Yeah,
Banzaicon.
it was either the very end of September, beginning of October. So that's why I was like, what? Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. We might go to Ichiban. I don't know.
And we might,
I kind of want to go to Ichiban.
yeah, same here. They also got one in March as well, the Triad Anime Con.
Yeah, that's in Winston-Salem,
Yeah, that's in March.
which is not that far. Okay, I used to live. The reason why I say this, I know where Winston-Salem is. Um, I lived in Burlington, as most of you know. I lived in Burlington, North Carolina, for a good long while. And Winston-Salem was about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour from where I lived in Burlington. So Burlington's about 3 hours from here. So it's almost exactly 3 hours. So that's about 4 hours. I don't know if we're going to make that drive because that's like going to Animazement, which is in May. So I don't know if we're going to go to Triad Anime Con. I don't know. Then there's the Escapist. They have a con too. Yeah, in like April. Um, but it's in Greensboro. Which is like it's about 2.5 to 3 hours away also. Because again, Greensboro is half an hour from basically from where I lived in Burlington. So, I don't know. We'll see. I also kind of want to like cosplay as some Harry Potter stuff. So I'm kind of getting around to that.
Yeah.
Kind of getting around to it.
And of course, we got Nashicon, and that's been also been pretty awesome. Now, this past year with Nashicon, it was kind of,
It was blah.
yeah. Even though, but cool part was we had a chance to meet with Kyle Hebert, voice
Yes.
of Gohan from Dragon Ball Z, aka Sosuke Aizen from Bleach,
And
Ryu
Ryu,
from Street
Street Fighter
Fighter,
4.
which was pretty awesome.
Which, fun fact, he said, yes, they do have to pronounce the Japanese versions of the moves, like when he says Tatsumaki Senpu Kayaku, which is
Try
Hurricane
to say
Kick.
that 3 times fast.
He said, yes, they have to pronounce the Japanese names, and they still speed it up so that it sounds like he's, speaking Japanese fluidly. Um, But he was really nice. We have pictures from Nashicon if you go on our Facebook page. They're on there now.
And we also took a couple of cool pictures. Matter of fact, we took a picture of Cody from Street Fighter Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, we know Cody is in with handcuffs. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we took a picture of him. We got a Garnet from Steven Universe.
Sub Zero and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Yes. I'm trying to think. I didn't get really a whole lot of pictures of people because I didn't really feel like taking pictures of people. You took all of the pictures. Oh, there was a Kingpin.
Yeah, Kingpin and Joker and Harley. Oh yeah, those two
Harley
were awesome.
Quinn, yes.
Matter of fact, we got a business. This guy runs Arcade Heaven in Georgia. Hey, dude, Joker. He's a Joker.
Yeah,
He's
so he runs Arcade Heaven.
Yeah, and
Okay,
like,
so the reason why I'm questioning that is because we're supposed to be going to that in Augusta and coming back with some photos and possibly a video of our visit. I like to try to drive around and go to different arcades and video game stores, like mom and pop video game stores, because I support the very small ones. I try not to go in GameStop as much as possible because I really don't like GameStop. So, I mean, I've had some really, really, really bad experiences with GameStop, and yeah, I was once upon a time dependent upon GameStop for for putting food on my table. So yeah, no, I don't like GameStop. But yeah, I didn't know that he ran that. So
Yeah.
yes, I've been wanting to go to that. I've been wanting to go to Augusta to check it out.
It's
On a weekend when I had time to go down there and you know spend time down there.
exactly.
Augusta's about an hour and 15 minutes from here. I used to work in Augusta at the Augusta Chronicle, so yeah. I know exactly how far Augusta is from here. So yeah, yeah. I think we need to make a trip down there.
Very true. Very true. Matter of fact, it's not the only. It's not like every day you get a business card from the Joker. And
Well,
and
everybody
hey,
in the Daddy has run the Joker and Harley Quinn into the ground
but
as a cosplay,
he
but
did it with class. He did it with
he was
class.
kind of weird.
But hey, he hit the
He
lines. I
was
say
cool
no.
though.
He was cool. I
He
said, you
was
know what?
cool, but he was
I'm
kind of
not.
weird. I was
I'm
like,
not. Hey, I'm not hating on him. I said, hey man, hey, Joker gives you a business card. Hey, you take it. 'Cause either that, or you might get the gas. You don't
yeah,
want that.
you might get the smiley gas.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
So, yeah, to wrap things up, yes, we had a good time. We'll see about future cons coming up. I'd like to do something. Um, I'd like to go to something, get out of the house, get out of the city, go somewhere New Year's, because Columbia in New Year's is going to be ridiculous because it's the famously hot festival. And Lauren Hill is supposed to be here this year, and there's going to be a lot of people going to that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I'd like to not be in Columbia on that day. If I can help it. And if I am in Columbia, I will be in the house. Okay? So, I don't know. We'll see. So,
That's it. We had. I mean, that's all we have for right now. We'll hopefully get back to you guys soon with another video. And please check us out on Facebook at Gaming Insurrection.
yep.
Follow our website, gaminginsurrection.com, and check us out on Twitter.
Yes, we're Gaming Insurrect on Twitter. That's GAMINGINSURRECT. I'm not on Twitter as much, but if you send us stuff, I will read it. Also, we're on YouTube, so definitely,
Exactly. How
yeah,
can I forget YouTube?
yeah, that's probably where you're watching this video. Um, we're on YouTube, so yeah, go to YouTube and watch our videos. So we will see you guys later, and thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.